Good morning. Namaste, everybody. Today, at first, I would like to welcome in the first unit of science of class 9. And not only that, you are congratulated also because you are just passing grade 8 and entering in class 9. So, this is not only new class for you, but you have some new responsibilities, some new challenges to which you have to face and you have to tackle. Okay. So, in this unit scientific study, today we will discuss about science process skill and then scientific learning methods mainly, which will be used in other lessons also frequently. So, you have to understand very carefully about these two things. So, before starting about today's lesson, you have to think about what is shown here. One question here I will ask related with it. At first, try to think what event it is, and yes, vaccine. So, how was vaccine development possible? Can you guess? Can you tell something about it? Okay, try. And here during the lesson, we will get its answer. Okay? During the lesson, I will try to make you understand that how was it developed in the condition of COVID, when we were suffering in COVID pandemic. In that time, how this vaccine was developed, and like that how other vaccines are developed, we will discuss later. Yeah. So, that is also based on what? Yes, scientific study. Yes, scientific learning and scientific process, science process skills. Okay. So, at first we should know what is science. You write few words about it. What do you know about science? There are many events around us, many processes around us, many knowledge around us. So, which of them is science? How can you say that yes, it is science, it is not science? Okay, you have written. Now, look here, what is science then? First and two, here 2 points are given. Science is the search and application of knowledge and understanding of the natural and social world. Look, two things are here, natural world and social world, by adopting systematic methods based on evidences. So, science needs evidence. Without evidence, there is no science. And there are some other processes also about which we will discuss later. And another definition says that science is an intellectual and practical activity that involves the systematic study of the structure and behavior of the physical and natural world through observation and experimentation. So, two terms you have got here also. Observation, it is necessary for the study in other field also, but science also has it at an important process. Without observation, we cannot do experimentation, we cannot compare the things. So, observation and experimentation are the processes by which we can get this, that means we can get the knowledge of science. Okay. Next thing is, next definition is, science is not only a storehouse of knowledge, which is termed as product, but also a method of seeking knowledge, searching knowledge. So, it is process as well as product. So, we found that science is not only product, not only collection of knowledge, but it is the process also by which the knowledge is obtained. Okay. And here is more elaboration of it. Science is observation, experiment, logic and reason as what? Method, which is called as process, and then the knowledge obtained by it are fact, concept and generalization. Yes. So, we can say that scientific learning method and scientific knowledge both are interrelated in the form of what? Process and product. On the basis of it, we can define that science is the product of what? Product of process and product. So, because of product, don't be confused. I can say science is both process and product. Yes, okay. And here for the study of science, we should know science process skills. What skills should be in you by which you can learn science. So, these science process skills can be divided into two major groups. They are basic skills and integrated skills. So, at first we are going to just have a list of basic skills. You can see here there are observation is first, already I have told this term. Communicating in detail we will do later. So, observing, communicating, classifying, measuring, inferring and predicting. So, they are basic skills. After basic skills, we are going to see that what are integrated skills then. Integrated skills are those which are combined form of different basic skills. They are asking questions, model constructing, experimenting and interpreting and inferring. So, if you think about them, you will find that all of them need more than two basic skills to do the task. Asking question without observation, without comparison, yes, without investigation, that is very difficult to ask questions. Like that, model construction. Model construction also needs different other basic skills. Yes, how will you use colors? Yes, what type of shape you will make, what correctness you will maintain. So, there are different things. Experimenting like that, experimenting, interpreting and inferring. You know what is inferring? Inferring is just to guess, just to guess. Yes, that is estimation in one sense, and like that you can say guessing, they are inferring. So, by example we will understand about them. After it, we have to understand the relation between scientific process skill and scientific learning methods. So, here at first, in order to gain scientific knowledge, scientific learning methods must be used. Yes. So, what are scientific learning methods? About that we have done in junior classes also. Yes. Okay. Scientific process skills are required to use scientific learning methods. Scientific process skills are required to use scientific learning methods. Yes. So, they are interrelated. That interrelation we will see later also in different examples. Okay. Some science process skills. First one we are going to do about observing, that is the fundamental science process skill, basic science process skill. So, see what does the diagram say? Observing, there are given. So, what do you understand by this diagram? What do they say? In all of them you are seeing that sense organs are used. So, any observation is not only those things to which you can see, that thing which you can hear, that thing which you can smell, that thing which you can feel by through skins, that thing which can be felt by tongue. So, different sense organs, by using different sense organs, whatever we get knowledge, that is what that means the process of getting knowledge by using sense organs is called as observing. By using one or more sense organs, it is done. By using instruments or gadgets, there are different type of apparatus, different type of machines by using which we also in different machines also we see these things by using machines. If you have to observe very far, you will use telescope, you will use microscope, yes, like that. Okay. By gathering information of the object or event. So, that is observation, and after these activity you have to compare also. So, any one of them is what? Observing or observation. Next thing is classifying. Very simple. Classifying means to separate in different groups on the basis of their similarities and dissimilarities. Yes, similar things kept in one group, dissimilar things kept in another one, but here in another one also we again search what? Similarity. Okay. So, here classification by observing similarities and dissimilarities, then by systematizing predetermined sets of properties and plans. There are some things which are already known, already they are made that this is of that sort, this is of that sort, and on the basis of that also we group the things and matters, they are called as, that is the process is called as classifying. Okay. By exploring general properties, on the basis of general properties also we classify things. So, they are different ways in which we classify. You can see here some examples. Here topic is given animals and plants. Animals and plants can be divided into different groups on the basis of body parts, on the basis of movements, on the basis of habitats, yes, on the basis of other similarities, differences. So, there are some bases by which we can classify animals and plants. Next is material. Different type of materials are classified into compounds, elements, mixture, metals, non-metals, halogens, inert elements, radioactive elements. Some terms are very new for you, but later you will read. For example, radioactive element may be new, but you will read in same class, I mean in same class in other lessons. Yes, what are they? Okay. Like that, sound, some sound may be pleasant, some unpleasant, loud or soft, audible or non-audible. Yes. Soil, texture of soil, color of soil, on the basis of it we can classify it. Muscles in different types, voluntary, involuntary, smooth, like that, striated and cardiac. So, there are some examples only, some extra examples I am giving you, and there are many more other examples you can make yourself. You will do classification in different type of chemicals on the basis of acidity, basicity, yes, etc. So, you can give yourself number of examples related with it. Another science process skill is given here, is not given heading. So, can you say what is it? Try. That is what? Interpreting, that is expressing the process. So, that means explaining, describing the process. Yes. So, here interpretation is done. Interpretation means to describe on the basis of experience of any object or event, that may be on the basis of observation. Yes. To tell that what will happen in which condition. Here in the diagram you can say, if the this person, or you can say she is teacher and he is a student, then if this bulb, here the question may be asked, we can say that the bulb is displaced from its original place. What will happen if it is left? That will move up to the initial position, or if it will go up to higher than initial position, or it will come back, or how long it will swing, or it will take long time to stop or short time to stop. Like that, some things can be explained on the basis of experiences. So, that thing is what? Interpretation. Okay. Interpretation may be of experiment also, observation, different things. To describe that, what will be observed or measured. So, that thing is also comes under interpretation. Okay. Now, inferring and predicting. Look, after that I will show you three things together. Yes, inferring and predicting. Here, by seeing it, by seeing the bird which is heron, you can guess that one of the guess may be that. Another guess may be that now the heron have eaten and it will fly away. Or you can say no, it will still stay there, it will not do any action. So, it is your guess, that depends on your perception, on your observation. Yes. So, here one possible answer is given. Yes. So, that is here by observation, it is here by seeing that diagram we can say that yes, now it will do that action. So, that will be what? Inferring, and after inferring, that is prediction also. Yes. Now, next, observing, inferring and predicting. These three things are together. Look here in this example, there is same example, same bird again. So, you have to infer and predict. The action of the heron will be done by observing the diagram. So, your first step, yes, try once and then only. Okay. So, now look here, heron has long legs, it is your observation, yes, or it has long beak, that may be another observation, like that, which is supportive to stay there near water. That is why you can guess these things, you can observe these things. After that, heron is ready to enter into the water. As I told you that it may be ready to fly away, that also may be another you are inferring, yes, and after that it is just inferring to guess, and next one is prediction. Now, the heron will catch fish from the water, and if it is flying away, then what will it do? What may be the prediction? It will go on a tall tree, there it will rest. So, here one example is given, other possibilities, other possible answers are also there. So, here you are seeing three things together: observation, then inferring, and then what? Prediction. Yes. Okay, students, now it is next event given in front of you. So, you observe it at first. After observation, you have to infer and then you have to predict. So, you have seen it? Yes. Now, you can guess at first what is your observation. Is it similar to that? The seed coat of the bean is about to burst out. Yes. Like that. After that, what will be your inferring? The seed is sprouting. Yes, it is sprouting. Look here, this region. Yes. Okay. And then what will happen? What is your prediction? Is in the suitable availability of air, water and temperature, it will grow in a healthy bean plant. You can predict more, that means it will give good production. Yes. So, here one observation, inferring and prediction is given, others you can do yourself. Okay, now we are going to see about communicating, that is another science process skill, to inform others or to exchange information from each other. So, that is communicating. Yes. And it may be about any object, any event or function, and communication is not only verbal, it may be verbal, also, that may be oral, or it may be in written form, yes, or instead of verbal it may be graphic or symbols. So, some examples of it are shown here, you can see, that is what? Symbol and verbal both, written, there is written also, yes, joint. Next one, it is graphic. Here also you can say graphic, here it is completely graphic. Yes. Next, symbol only, no text. Look here, others. Yes. Here, verbal and symbol both. Here also verbal, symbol both, but here is no verbal, only symbol. Do you know that for what it is? It is for radioactive substance. It is very new. That is why I told it. Okay. So, that is found in computers, keyboard. Yes. So, that is in science we use widely, and here for fragile substances. So, like that there are different symbols and graphics which are used in science also. Yes. Now, making models. Now, we have entered in integrated. So, making a model, that is develop a physical or mental presentation for the explanation of any thought, objects or events. So, here what is done? You can see in the diagram. Yes, it is clay model of germination of seed. Yes, and like that, look here. Here different part of seed and then germination. Here also initial phase of the germination. So, in fact, it is for the part of seeds, and this one is for germination. Next one, a model of insect, very similar to insect, but it is made of clay. So, like that, if we make the forms or we show any event structures, forms or structures, same thing, by using some things, some materials, that is called as what? Model. It is made to make understand about process and objects, events. Yeah, okay. So now let's see how much you have understood. Yes. So here, first question, look, have a look about these questions, how simple questions are given here. What is science? Define scientific studies. You can do. Define scientific process skills. Just definition, very simple questions. Tell the names of any three basic scientific process skills. And then tell the name of any three integrated scientific process skills. Yes, write in your copy. Later you have to show them to your teacher. Okay, thank you. Now see more relation between science process skill and scientific learning. Here, investigating is a scientific learning process, and in it you can see in the diagram there are different points given, same things are given here. State the question is the first one. State the question. So, question can be stated without the knowledge of science process skill? No. Like that, for each step, stating questions, hypothesizing, design, investigation, like that, collect data, analyze the data, report data, and then compare result. For these things, not only that, and if you have to come at conclusion and you have to share with others, then you have to communicate. So, these things are not done without science process skill. So, science process skill are required for it. Without science process skill, scientific studies cannot be done, scientific learning cannot be done. In fact, scientific learning and science process skill are part of scientific studies. Okay? And these process skills and learning are interrelated together. Without one, another is incomplete. Yeah. So, here one activity is given. Look, the flame, here candle is shown, and observe it. Then you have to answer this question. Observe the flame of the candle, you are observing. Is the flame is constant size or it is fluctuating? So, in diagram it will not be. You have to do it in real burning candle. Okay? You have to burn a candle in front of you, later you will do, just to note down the questions, and on the basis of that question you will do your observation and you will show your teacher. Okay? So, question you note down, is the flame still or shaking? That means it is just constant here, not in diagram, in your real candle, burning candle. Infer and predict the hottest region of the flame. So, you have to guess and then you predict that region will be the hottest, and after that what will you do? You will test that. So, test the prediction done about the flame of the candle, then find the conclusion of the observation, inferring and prediction about the flame on the basis of the test. Yes, and interpret the result of your study. So, it is your work, you note down these steps, later you have to do, you have to make a report and you have to show that to your teacher. Okay? Now, what is scientific learning then? How can you define it? Think once. Okay. Let us see, observation is scientific learning. Then after observation, we identify things, identification, and after that we hypothesize, we make some statements by using different variables. About variables you will be taught later in higher classes. Just you can understand only one example. For example, if you were observing the candle, so is there any effect of wind on the flame? Does wind affect on the wagging of the flame? So, like that, wind moves more the flame of the candle, that may be one statement. So, hypothesis formation. Then next, experiments. After that, experiment is done and theory is made. Yes. So, on the basis of these things, you can say that to interpret object or event. Here sentence is longer, so try to understand in parts. To interpret object or event, what are they? Ask questions, acquire knowledge, construct the explanation of natural events, test the explanation using different test measures, and to tell own thought to others is scientific learning. So, after your study, whatever you get, you have to communicate with others. It does not mean that you have to go anywhere and you have to say that yes, I have got that. Record, make record. If anybody gets that record, that your knowledge will be transferred to others. Okay. Now, steps, what are the steps of scientific learning? Here, first step is observation, curiosity or research question. So, research is very vague term for you. So, you can say observation. Observation is also gives curiosity and research question, that is why they are written together. After that, hypothesize, questioning, by question, up to questioning these things done, these things are done under observation, then hypothesize. After that, what is done? Test by experimentation. You have done already these things, just I am writing here for different purpose, just a step you have to repeat. Result and conclusion, that is obtained after test, and after that what is done? Test of hypothesis. What have you shown the relation, what relation you have made in variables? Yes, so that is tested, it is true or untrue. If it is true, if the hypothesis is found true, then reporting is done, report is made, presented, work is finished. So, that is a cycle of scientific learning, but it is not necessary that you will get true, that means the hypothesis. Sometimes it happens that the hypothesis is not true, it is incorrect. In that condition, you have to go again in observation, yes, and then you have to start, or you have to make next hypothesis, you have to take another hypothesis and then you have to recycle again. So, your process will be continued till you get, that means your hypothesis is found true. So, it is recycled. So, it is the step of, they are the steps of scientific learning, different steps. More elaboration about it you can find here. First step, what was? Observing an event or problem and asking questions about it or formulating questions for discovery. Yes. Second step is build a hypothesis, to which I told that hypothesize, build a hypothesis. And then third step, you have to collect data by doing experimental work. So, experimental work does not mean that only the things done in laboratory you are familiar with it, that experimentation may be done inside the laboratory, outside the laboratory, by using instruments, without using instruments. There are different types of experimentation. Yes. So, then fourth step, what is the fourth step? Draw results and conclusions from the analysis of collected data. And fifth step is what? Based on the findings, test whether the hypothesis matches or not, to which I told that hypothesis is true or untrue. Yes. And prepare a research report and communicate it. Communicate it means publish. Yes. If not, recycle the research study. So, the same thing as you have seen in the flow chart is given in short. You can note it. Yeah. That will help you a lot to understand in short period. Now, here is steps of scientific learning. One example is given, what are saying here, that side. Obviously, you understood it, that is water cycle. So, this water cycle can be checked by some more simple examples can be given, about which you have learnt in junior classes. But here what is done? Look here, vapor is observed and you can see clearly that this vapor is dropping down in the form of water. So, what are similarities in these two processes? You can find out, you can link them. Yes. Okay. Now, how vaccine was developed? Here this diagram is given in your book. and here some steps are given. Here at first exploratory works are done before the vaccine. That means that is the initial pre stage of vaccine development. Then whatever is got, that is tested preclinically in other animals other than human beings. Then it is tested in a very small group of human beings. After that, the testing is done in little bit bigger groups, bigger community. Finally, in a more, maybe one country, maybe one region, particular province for the testing. And after that, here FDA review. FDA means Food and Drug Analysis Review is done. It is approved by government agency on the basis of its merits and demerits. And if it is found better, then it is approved and vaccine is made. So, it is the process of developing vaccine, about which the process you do not have to write. That is just how scientific study is done. To understand that, this example is given. Okay? Don't like to, that means don't try to remember these things, just process you have to understand. So, this project work is given for you, you have to copy it, you have to do, and then you have to show your teacher. And till now, what have we learnt? Just see once we did about science. What is science? Science is combinedly the process and project, yes, which is done by different, using different scientific methods. Then we did about science processes skills. In science processes skills, we did about basic skills, integrated skills, and then different type of science processes skills we have elaborated by giving different examples, different texts. After that, we linked scientific learning. At first, we studied what is scientific learning process, different steps. Then we linked together. We found the similarities. We found that how do they interdepend on each other. Yes, and different examples we have learnt, and we have done in activity also different things. Now, your term. What is the first step of scientific learning? Can you guess? A, B, C, or D? Okay, now test your yes questioning. Good. Which science process skill is to tell measurement without measuring? Height of a body without measuring, thickness of anything without measuring, volume of anything without measuring. So, that is not predicting, that is what? Inferring. Yes, not measuring, okay, inferring. What is next? Which science process skill is to know using sense organs? Very simple question. Yes, observing, observation. Now, last one of the multiple choice question. If you are making a sample of heart using clay, showing internal parts, which science process skill will you use? Oh, maybe basic skills, number of basic skills, but altogether we say which integrated basic skill, that you have to find out. Yes, that is model making, very easy. Okay. Now, answer the following questions, note down it. What is the relation between science process skill and scientific learning? You have to write letter, note down the question. Write the first 3 steps of scientific study. There are different steps, 5 to 6 we can write, but first 3 you have to write here. How is scientific study done? Describe in short. That is next question. How does experimentation help in scientific learning? It is another question. So, you have to give your idea about these questions, and finally, one question I am going to give you that is related with that diagram. This diagram is not familiar to you, but you see here that there are different stages of embryo before the birth of the babies. Their development stages are shown. It is of human beings, it is of chicken, it is of tortoise, it is of salamander. Salamander, you know salamander? Amphibian, yes, looks like lizard, but it is amphibian, and this is fish. So, on the basis of it, what question is asked? Describe the steps taken to prove that evolution occurs. Evolution means gradual change in organisms to form complex organisms from simple organisms on the basis of the given diagrams. Okay. So, once again the question, because I described little bit, describe the steps taken to prove that evolution occurs on the basis of the given diagrams. So, they are your questions about which you have to do, and you have to consult your teacher after doing them. So, that's all students. See you in next class. Namaste.